Hello, hi everyone. It is my pleasure to see all of you here to do an online sharing with you, the students of Bachelor of Science in Architecture, Taylor's University. I am Dr. Nurhanis Diana Nizaruddin. I am a professional landscape architect by profession and also a senior lecturer at the Department of Landscape Architecture from Faculty of Architecture and Environmental Design, International Islamic University Malaysia. So it is a pleasure for me to be here today because your pretty lecturer had invited me. Thank you to Dr. Filzani Ilya Ibrahim for inviting me to this online sharing with all of you, her students. So today, I'm going to share a little bit tricks and tips on quick sketching and coloring. This is my second sharing with Taylor's University students, particularly in this course. So I think this is for the subject of Design Communication ARC 62404. And so basically, I've been informed that all of you are going to produce a movie poster, but it involves a little bit of freehand drawing techniques, which is sketching and also coloring. So I hope that my sharing today will benefit you in some ways to do your project and also some future assignments that will be assigned to you later on. So let us see some tricks and tips on quick sketching, coloring 101 with me, Dr. Hanis. Okay. So basically, I think most of you, if I'm not mistaken, have seen this phenomenon where people posted all around social media, what do you see, what colors do you see on this shoe? Is it turquoise and grey, or is it another color and whatnot? Same goes to the viral thingy of that dress, whether you see it is blue and white and gold and white, something like that. So whether or not you see colors on it, or different colors on it, it has to do with some technical or scientific evidence on it, where it involves we call this as left and right brain coordination. I think most of us as designers, I'm going to address all of you as designers or even architects, because you are going to be the one soon in the future. It's not very far from now. Okay, so I think it's very common for all of us to know about the common common functions of right brain and also the left side brain. Okay, so as we usually know that this the phenomenon would be like the right side brain will be for the artistic, the inclined towards more artistic things, but the left side brain, it is more towards the what we call it scientific or technicalities, the numberings, mathematics and whatnot. So it is the same for sketching and also coloring. It involves what we call the combination and use of both left and also right brain, in which you have to know certain things and certain techniques to dealing with this kind of techniques. Okay. Okay. Ambidextrous. Have you heard this term before? If you haven't, that this ambidextrous is the truest of left and right. We have left and right side brain just now, but ambidextrous is you can use your right hand and also left hand to do the same thing both at the same time. Okay, so that means you are right-handed and also left-handed. Very capable, right? Okay, so this is what I have tried on myself. Okay, it is HD is myself. It's Hanis Diana, so my initial is HD. So I did sketching experiments, whether or not I am ambidextrous or not ambidextrous. So I think this is the output or the outcome you can see. Okay, this one is the right hand, which is I'm a right-handed. Okay, so this is my original sketch, and this is when I use my left. Okay, so basically I can sketch with both of my hands, whether or not it's pretty, whether or not it's this one is good or this one is lesser, it's fine. I mean, it's totally fine, because as long as we can use both, I'm not saying that you need to be ambidextrous, okay, but using the capability of using both hands is a bonus. Okay, maybe you can try, okay, to sketch one thing. If you are right-handed, try to sketch something, and at the same and after that you use your left hand to imitate the sketch that have been produced by the original set of hand that you are using. Okay, so I think I'm going to let you guys try this maybe later, not this during this online sharing, but if you want to do it now, why not? Try. Okay, so maybe this is also another exercise that you can use to test whether you are ambidextrous or not, by draw this image by using both of your hands in 5 minutes, okay, to see whether you can get similar ideas, rough ideas and whatnot. So back to what I've said just before, it's about the coordination of the left and right hand side, and also left and right brain side. So it's particularly works in wonders, okay, in certain mysterious way, okay, that we can actually coordinate both of our side of hands and brains together. Okay, this is one of the quotes that I always tell everyone, or my students, or even anyone who wanted to begin sketching. And I always receive comments, or not comments, it's like feedbacks. I cannot sketch, I cannot draw. How can I draw if I don't know how to draw? For me, it's very simple. Not everyone knows how to draw, but actually everyone can draw. If one of the airlines in Malaysia use everyone can fly, then it is similar to us. Everyone can draw. Even if you draw an orang lidi, you know that orang lidi, okay? It's still that I would say that everyone can draw. You can draw, even you draw an orang lidi, because with orang lidi, you can actually draw a comic out of it. You never know what you are capable of. Never underestimate yourself. So stay tuned to this quotes of mine and see what's happening to you if you have faith in yourself that you actually can draw. Okay, to give some example of myself. Okay, this was back then in 2005 when I first did my foundation studies. Okay, before I entered my university for Bachelor of Architecture course. So this is during my foundation. Yes, I can draw, I can color, but whether or not it has reached to a certain standard of architecture or design course, I'm sure that I wasn't at that time. Okay, but that time I was just a mere beginner, just a student who just entered the foundation studies. So this is one of the output. I think that was the one of the best output that I have ever produced. So that time, okay, so I was very proud of it. But I know some of my friends actually are more talented than me. They have more wonderful artworks than mine, but I still keep this sketchbook with me until today. Okay, and now it's in 2018. This is my sketches quality. Okay, to say that time flies and people change, that means it requires practice, it requires training, it requires patience. Okay, so always have faith in yourself that, again, everyone can draw, and it's just that a matter of time. You need time to do it, and one day, believe it or not, you'll be there. You'll be there to know how to sketch properly, to achieve certain standard in this course, in this field, even to be an architect and whatnot. So we have to be patient and always have faith in ourselves. All right. So I know that around social media, especially on Instagram, on Facebook, I think we have seen many people are doing on sketching on site, outdoor sketching, urban sketching, quick sketching and whatnot. So today I'm going to share with you why it has to be quick sketching and coloring. Why it has to be quick. It is important for you to know as an architect to be, not from now, you are going to be an architect very soon. So you have to master this skill, to have this quick sketching techniques and also skills in your life. Okay, so I'm going to share with you 4 reasons or 4 factors why it has to be quick. First, it is about you have a time frame. Time is limited. Everything has a time frame, including your design submission. Like you are having your movie poster submission. You have the time frame, and then you need to think You need to train yourself to think fast, be able to produce quick ideas without procrastinating works. So you have to be fast, quick, in order for you to save time so that you have more time to do your submission. It has to be on certain standards, certain quality, so time is very important. Okay. Second, your clients won't wait. Okay, in this case, your clients are your lecturers. Okay, in another case, later on, when you become an architect, your clients won't wait for you. When you go out to the real industry, you will sometimes need to see your clients. They might need to see some ideas in 2D or 3D. Quick sketches are the most ideal way of showing it. Sometimes you don't have paper with you. So let's say you are going out with your clients in one cafe or restaurant, and the quickest thing that you can grab is a napkin or a tissue, and you have a pen with you, and if she or he wants to see your design or some amendments in your design, then you have to sketch straight away. So that's why it has to be quick sketching. Okay, the third one is brain, eyes, hands coordination. 3 things. Okay, we have talked about hands and brain coordination before, left and right. So now we put another one, which is eye. Okay, you have to bear in mind that these three things is very important. Okay, design is about balancing your creativity through your brain, eyes, and hands coordination, because it needs to be delivered to your level best. Okay, it is one factor to boost your confidence level, and another one is more productions. It is very simple. The quicker you think, the quicker you produce things, the quicker you can get things done, and more things done. Okay, so it has to be quick in these 4 ways, just to make sense that why we have to work very fast in a very limited time. Architects, designers, landscape architects, quantity surveyors, contractors, we are trained that way to work very fast in a very limited time, but with a quality work. Okay, visualize your design in freehand, 2D and 3D. Okay, if you can see here, I'm very sorry a bit because the resolution of the picture, the photo is not very sharp. Okay, if you can see here, this is basically my 2D drawings. Okay, it's the perspective. Okay, it's a plan. Okay, it's a plan from here. Okay, this one is the perspective, more to one point perspective, and I convert it into an integrated drawings, which have this kind of what we call is a 3D outlook of the buildings, and also it becomes a bird eye view or an axonometric drawings. When you can visualize your design in freehand through 2D and 3D, you are capable to do a lot more in the future, especially using computer. So first, don't jump into the computer first. The computer skills, you guys are very smart. You guys are very genius nowadays. Everything is at your fingertips, so you can master the skills of computer later on. But first, you need to know the basics. Use your hands. Okay. And then the flexibility of doing your works anywhere, anytime. Okay, so that's why it has to be quick. You need to have your self prepared. Okay, whenever you go out, as myself, I will bring everything I go out. The most important things that I will bring with me in my handbags will be a pen and my sketchbook or a notebook. Okay, so it's very important that sometimes you can be flexible. Even sometimes ideas come when you are in the cafe, not when you are doing your work. Okay, sometimes some people ideas come when they are in shower. Okay, so I'm not saying that you need to bring your sketchbook and paper in the shower, but why not? I've done it before. I mean, like sometimes it's you never know when the ideas can come, so why not? You can try. Okay, so another aspect of it, why it has to be quick, it assists you to perform an integrated drawing layout for your presentation. Like I mentioned in the previous 2 slides. Okay, the integrated drawing layout is very important. Okay, to communicate, your subject is design communication. Okay, your subject is design communication, so your design must communicate. The graphic must communicate with one another, with your plan, with your elevation, with your 3D drawings and whatnot. So this is my saja sketch. Okay, I sketch on this Kaaba, the Holy Land of Mecca. Okay, so this is the mosque, the Masjidil Haram, the Holy Mosque of Haram in Mecca. Okay, so this is the plan. Okay, and then I converted it to more or like elevational perspective. Okay, so this is how you can do it. I mean, this is just a simple sketch that you can do anywhere. Okay, so that's basically about why it has to be quick. Okay, the reasons, the factors why you need those skills. Okay, now I'm going to share with you the how. Okay, the tricks and tips on how to do that. Okay, first you need to know yourself, to know what you love, to recognize what are you good at, and to understand that not everyone has to be talented, but practice makes perfect. Okay, so know what you love. Maybe, okay, example, you love doodles. Okay, some people love floral doodles, doodling flowers and whatnot. So you can start with that. Okay, for myself, I know that I love sceneries, or even I love architectural facade, and also sceneries is the landscape sceneries. Okay, so I always train myself, practice to do the sketching of both what I love. Okay, and to recognize what are you good at. Okay, this is particularly subjective, but you know yourself. You know perhaps which medium of colors that you are good at. Maybe you are good in watercoloring, or you are good in marker painting and whatnot. So recognize that potentials in yourself. The third one is to understand that not everyone has to be talented. Okay, I wouldn't say myself as talented, but I know that I can sketch because I have endured that the patient time for the practice. To practice every day, I never skip practicing every day. Everything must be inside my sketchbook. Okay, these are basically part of my journey in this sketching. Okay, whenever I go for traveling, I will bring my watercolor sketchbook or even my small sketchbook and whatnot to sketch the sceneries. This is in Vietnam. This is in one of the Kampung Orang Asli in Gombak, and also this is in Penang. So even in the cafes, I also do my sketches. Okay. Okay, this is partly of my travel sketch. Okay, travel sketches. You can see I'll bring my postcards, watercolor postcards, and I will draw on site, and I'll make sure that I will post my postcard to what we call this to myself. To myself. So everywhere I go, I will make a postcard. You can see here, and here. It's basically for myself. I'm not going to send it to anyone else because I did it. So I want to keep it personally for myself. Okay. I even do chalk or wall sketch. This is in my office. Okay. So I painted one of the beam in my office. So with the chalkboard paint, so I can sketch with chalk whenever I'm bored or I have free time at work. Okay. So this is aspired passport sketch. Yes, you need to be creative. If you don't have sketchbook, you can use your expired passport, okay, to do your sketch. Okay, this is the Masjid Wilayah. Okay, this is paper cup sketch. Okay, if you can see, this is the coffee cup. So I tear off the cover outside and to leave it blank white all over the cup, and I sketch over it. Okay, and then that is the know what you love. Okay, the second one is know your tools. You have to know the tools that you need for sketching and coloring. It does not have to be expensive or fancy, but it has to be the right one and comfortable for yourself. Again, knowing yourself, knowing what you like, knowing what the potential you have in you. Okay. For myself, I use watercolor. This is my traveling watercolor palette. Okay, I have this one is the Sakura Koi brand. You can get it anywhere from the art shop. I think it costs you around 70 ringgit and plus. Okay, and here if you see, this is the watercolor postcards. Okay, this is the watercolor postcard. It comes with the box. Okay, you can find anywhere. I think even Daiso sells this postcards in a loose sheets, so you can buy this one. But make sure if you want a better quality, then you go for a better quality watercolor paper. Okay, or watercolor postcards. And this is also watercolor from Japan. It is called as Gansai. Okay, so Gansai is watercolor in Japanese. So the color pigment is very different from the watercolor that I've used. This one is fine, one of the finest watercolor pigment. So it gives you different effect when you do the watercolor painting. Or even you can use pencil colors to do your sketching. Okay, this is I use this black canvas, and I use Color white color pencils to sketch over it. I also what we call this, do coffee sketching. Okay, if you are interested, you can try. Okay, all right. These are the outputs from the quick coffee sketch. Okay, this is the quick coffee sketch in the cafe. These are the products from the watercolor postcards and the watercolor during my travels. Okay, this is assorted pens and markers. Okay, you can use any type of pens. You can find drawing pens, outline. Okay, from 0.1 until 0.6 or even more, even 1.0. Okay, you can find various types of pens and markers to be used. Okay, that is about tools. Okay, now you have to know your subjects. Know your subjects that you need to sketch. Either it is a real object or anything referred from images, plans, or any other forms of graphic materials. Okay, for example, this one I'm doing an axonometric drawings. Okay, for one town for my consultancy. Okay, and I refer to this Google map. Okay, in order to produce this axonometric. And even I use this air sickness bag to in the airplane to do my sketch. Okay, because I don't have because my sketchbook was in my luggage. Okay, so I took the opportunity to use whatever I have in front of me to do sketching. All right, and these are the watercolor postcards that I've shown you before from my past travelings. And this is a napkin sketch. As I've told you before, you need to see your client. Sometimes this is where I see my clients in Starbucks. Okay, I use Starbucks napkin to do sketch, and this is the sketch for their for one of my clients to do their interior and also landscape interior. Okay, and the last one is you have to know your worth. Okay, means here, after you recognize yourself, after you know what you love, you know the potential you have in you, and you know the tools that you're comfortable to use, and you know what subjects you want to draw, and then it recaps on how you know that yourself can do it. Okay, this is very important, because if you don't believe in yourself, then it is hard for you to find your worth in doing this sketching. Okay, so you have to be confident, you have to be passionate, you have to be patient as well to do these things. Okay, every sketch or design is a masterpiece. It is the one and only in the world, because no one can be you. Yeah, again, it's from me. Every sketch that you have is your own style, your own technique, and no one can be you. You produce that one, that is the only one exists in the world. Even you say that it's Orang Lidi and whatnot, it's still a masterpiece. So always appreciate yourself when you sketch. Okay, and keep calm, don't forget to sketch.